Hello there! Welcome back to the Stella of the End. We're still going, and the old man really wants his stuff.
わかった。第2チェックポイントまで荷物を運ぶ。
受けてくれるか？
Yes, that's pretty much what he
こ
said.
こまで乗った船だ。できれば最後まで見届けたい。
ぜひお願いする。それともう一つ追加で頼みたい。彼女によくしてやってくれないか？
Okay.
よくするとは、身の安全を守れということか。それならやっている。
もちろん壊してもらっては困るが、そうではなく、いろいろ教えてやってくれという意味だよ。
Okay. That's good. Kind of the plan.
ますますわからなくなった。
つまり、父が娘に、死が弟子にするようにだ。
Okay. My mouth gives an involuntary twitch. A daughter? Is everyone going to make that comparison today? Surprisingly, yeah. I'm surprised.
必要なことなのか。
必要だ。彼女の成長のために。
成長。やはり、するのか。あれは。
する。教えの内容は何でもよい。学問でも上層教育でも、なんなら君の仕事でもよい。
あんたが教育すればいいと思うが。
年寄りの教育よりは現役の君に頼みたい。旅のついでで構わない。
Okay. Makes it more fun.
言うほど簡単ではない追加依頼だな。
報酬は追加させてもらうつもりだが。
Perfect.
聞きたいんだが、なぜ教育する必要がある？
究極的な答えとしては、人類のためということになる。すまないが、これ以上は説明できん。
Okay. Education. I'd have to treat Philia like an actual apprentice. Like an actual child. Up until now, I've been thinking of her as a customer. Or just baggage. I've done my best to keep her happy and not lose my temper. That's been the most effective way to get her to do as I say. Getting mad at cargo doesn't make it easier, Harry. Her, though, that's another matter. I won't always be fun or easy. We'll inevitably butt heads from time to time. Above all, Philia is a machine. If worse comes to worse, I may need to abandon her. Save my own hide. If everything goes as planned, I'll be handling her over this strange old man I really know nothing about. I'd prefer not to get too attached to her. Her friendliness rings so false.
ついで以上のことは約束できない。
それで構わない。では、次の更新ポイントで待つ。
Perfect. What? With that, the connection cuts out. Celia's at the window, watching the sun beneath the town in twilight colors.
まったく、 なんて仕事だ。
It's gonna be an amusing job. Research summary. AE model android. Androids. Okay. The following report was completed based on information held by Desperate Lab and archives that have since merged with our own group. Such research is made possible by support of the Growthnover Foundation. Access to the materials without the Foundation's permission and strictly prohibited. That makes it fun. This undertaking serves as a reminder of what humanity is capable of. Please treat it with all due honor and respect. Can't read it. Oh. Gonna give me all the space stuff? Connection. Contents. Relate summary. Result summary. Research brief. Research subject. Time range converted. Case studies and triple dot. AE Artificial Ego. Androids with first observe an AH225 in Ankara, Turkey. That's how it shows up in English. So anyone who's there, don't get mad at me. That's how it seems to be relatively pronounced in English. I don't know how it's pronounced in Turkish or whatever language Turkey speaks. So it might be completely different. They are high-spec machines created by unknown parties. Ankara was previously a thriving city in the Italian peninsula. However, it has declined in more recent countries and is now a medium-scale settlement with a population of around 5,000. Today, it experienced relative prosperity built on agricultural and animal husbandry? Husbandry? That's something. The region's level of technology loss is really high, so reasonable, resembling science and industry is still a long way off. Most cities have been abandoned and reclaimed by nature. However, their social logs have survived on low-level systems, recording major events over time. Much of what we know of the region's history, it was blended from gleaned from logs collected from ancient cities. The first known AE android had the appearance of a young body. A young boy assumed to be an orphan by the locals. Accounts suggest that he simply appeared in the area one day and in time was accepted by the community. He was given a name, Kalos, Kalos? And lived a peaceful life for the next 3 years. Intentionally, initially protective of him as a child. As time went on, the community began to see him as a threat. Contemporary accounts state following as cases for suspicion. Kalos was frequently seen in the ruins, excavating advanced machinery. He claimed to repay his debt to those who had taken him in. Broken machines were restored to working order the moment Kalos touched them. Several residents claim to have witnessed Kalos attracting autonomous machines towards him. By the time Ankara had become highly fearful of technology. Okay. This is a common trend in declining culture. In hindsight, it seems only natural that the boy's behavior would inclinate distrust and paranoia. And tensions escalated, and Kalos was suggested to death by strangulation. It was only then that it became obvious it had been an android all along. Corpse combusted shortly after his functions ceased, and all traces of his body were consumed in fire. It is hard to believe this was more convincing a coincidence, more likely it was a function instead by its creator. Okay. A self-destructive mechanism to eliminate all evidence in case of emergency. And to this day, his reasons behind Kalos created remain a mystery. AE model androids have a will of their own. To become the movie called AI or I Am Robot. Yes, I've seen at least I Am Robot. Don't judge me. Not a bad movie, by the way. I like what? Late 90s, early to mid 2000s? If I remember correctly. If not, like mid. I don't remember when it came out. It's been a long while since I last seen the movie. I think like over a decade at this point. I should be concerned about androids. For obvious reasons. And AI. We have movies where they kill all of humanity. Like, come on. I'm at least gonna have to stay on that side of the fence. Be cautious. Back to the story. However, it is still unclear whether their consciousness is on the same level as that of a human being. As shown in the above example, they seldom leave physical remains, meaning there are very few case studies. Besides on the fundamentals the foundation findings across several other regions and eras, the following observations have also been made. In terms of hardware, AE models are virtually identical to a human being. They have similar body temperatures, hair, and skin. They can bleed. Their hair grows, their wounds heal. They appear to have been made in such a way that no one has ever suspected them of being machines. Don't tell me that we're planning to turn them into Terminators. Or they could just assassinate humans from the inside. Their skeletons are made of a synthetic fibers, presumably to fool metal detectors. Scans. While not big eaters, they do eat. They are able to designate solid food. However, they also have a substantial substance on water alone for long periods. It is also unclear whether they actually generate energy from food. Drink. It is possible they may just be another imitation of human behavior. They do not appear to possess external hardware parts of any kind. In other words, they are closed machines with no way to access their systems. In that case, a normal operation, no charging, no repairs are needed, When their functions finally do cease, the last thing they do is self-destruct. In terms of pure specs, they're utterly unremarkable. Okay. Well, from here, I think it's the best time to kind of end the episode here. So then, well, we have a decent spot to you off of. But I hope all you guys have a great, wonderful time and a great day too. While we go through these suspected papers. So, hope all you guys have a great day, great time, great day too, and I'll see you guys next time.